Hello everybody, this is the Pocket Passer. I'm your host Randy White. I hope all of you are having a fantastic day. I know I am. It is time for me to give you my top 10 teams in the NFL today. Without further ado, let's get into Randy's ranks. Starting off with number 10, a team that is greatly disappointing me, a team that I picked to be one of the best teams in the AFC. One that I thought was a Super Bowl contender, one I picked to go to the Super Bowl, the Buffalo Bills. They've been a massive disappointment to me. I'm dropping them all the way to 10. Their offense isn't exciting when Josh Allen and Stefon Diggs aren't touching the ball. They have nothing else to work with offensively. Their play calling is stale and predictable. Defensively, they've lost stars, not performing at the same level that I'm expecting them to. Their play has just declined, and we've seen year after year after year where this is a team that we thought was going to be at the pinnacle of the AFC, and it's going to be Josh Allen and Mahomes. This is the new Brady Manning AFC Championship games, and they've regressed. And then they've regressed more. And then they've regressed more. And now they're at an all-time low since Josh Allen and Stefon Diggs came together in 2020. Sitting at 5-4, not impressed with the Buffalo Bills. Number 9, the team I've liked in the NFC, my favorite to win the NFC North, one of my top playoff teams, the Detroit Lions. They've played great football outside of their blowout loss to Baltimore. They've been nearly flawless all year long. Obviously, their overtime loss to Seattle was a slugfest, and that was a great game where both teams played great and just happened to not go their way. So the Lions are a team I really like, sitting at 6-2. They're in the driver's seat in the division. They keep winning. They're going to be just fine. I love what I've seen from them. I just think they're kind of limited. Like, they're better than last year, clearly. But I feel like they're just missing something. They're just not. There's the elite teams, and then there's the Lions that are just a step below them, just a step below them. They're not quite in that Super Bowl bubble, but they can be really good and they can beat just about anyone. So I love the Lions. They're close. They're knocking on the door to being elite, but they're very good. Number 8, a team that can't beat a winning team, the Miami Dolphins. I've voiced my frustration continually. I love their coach. I love their quarterback, their receivers. I love Jalen Ramsey's on the defense. I love their defensive coordinator. I think they got playmakers on all sides of the ball. They just can't seem to piece it together against teams with winning records. It's been well over a year since they beat a team with a winning record. I had them at 3, had to drop them heavily down to 8. I almost have them at 10. It's been a struggle for me with the Miami Dolphins, but they're winning the division. They're still very good, but just like the Lions, they're missing something. For me, with the Dolphins, their physicality just doesn't seem to be able to match with teams with great defenses. Their offense kind of struggles against quality defenses. They struggled against Philly, they struggled against Buffalo, and Buffalo was still healthy. Let's see what happens. It should be a different story here, second time around facing Buffalo, because their team is now injured. They've lost their 2 best players defensively, both Tre'Davious White and Matt Milano. So if the Bills can shut down their offense again, really concerned for Miami. That's down the road. But as it is right now, Miami's got to show me that they can beat elite football teams if they want to be higher in the list. Very good team, just not quite there. Number 7, a team that got a lot of hate. I broke down their final play, or their final plays, yesterday in the video that was uploaded sometime super late last night into the morning. The Dallas Cowboys. I like their quarterback, Dak Prescott. I love their offensive line. I love their number 1 wide receiver. I like the receiving core as a whole. I love their defense. I like their coaching staff. It's a lot of like. They're good. They're very good, and they've got a beautiful roster. But can they compete against elite teams? They've shown they can sometimes, but then other times they'll get blown out of the water. I don't think they can play the 49ers. I think if they match up against the 49ers in the playoffs, we'll see the same result. But if you're Dallas, you got to be feeling like we had Philadelphia on the ropes. We had them right where we wanted them. that's a matchup they'd probably like to see again. It's a divisional opponent. They'll get to play them again later in the year. Let's see how that matchup goes. But this is a team the Cowboys want to play 3 times this year. I can promise you that. They are a loaded roster, like a very good roster. Good quarterback. Good coach. Okay running back. But what we're seeing is Dak Prescott is being asked to win games with his arm, and that's tough to do against these elite opponents. They couldn't get it done against Philly, couldn't get it done against San Francisco, led Ned against Arizona. They're a very good football team. They're better than the teams I have behind them. But they're just not quite there, and I think it's the quarterback and I think it's the coach. There is a glass ceiling to what you can achieve if you got to ask Dak Prescott to go out there and win the game with his arm. They don't have the running game to balance it out. Simple as that. If they wanted to be a legitimate Super Bowl contender, trading for Derrick Henry would have gone a long way. They didn't do it. So now we're stuck with Tony Pollard, who's a nice back. But is he going to win you a Super Bowl? No. Is Dak Prescott going to win you a Super Bowl when you ask him to take full control of the offense and really be the figurehead of the offense? Instead of the running game, Dak, put your foot forward and you're leading this offense. Can you win a Super Bowl that way? I don't think you can. Number 6, a team that started as dominantly as I have seen a team start. A team I thought, hell, might not lose a game. They looked unbeatable the first 5 weeks of the season, and now they are spiraling on a 3-game losing streak, the San Francisco 49ers. Tons of reason to be disappointed in this team. They're coming out of the bye week, so ideally they can start to shift the momentum of the season back in the right direction with some good self-scouting over the week off. But a lot to be concerned with. Brock Purdy's play has declined drastically with the loss of Trent Williams and Deebo Samuel. They need those guys back healthy at 100%, playing at a high level again. If they can get Trent Williams, Brock Purdy will feel safer in the pocket, and I think he'll start to play better again. But you saw, especially in that Minnesota game, timers going off in Brock Purdy's head, and he's making bad throws down the field because he doesn't feel like he can hold on to the ball long enough. Bengals game, same thing. Getting rid of the ball a little bit too quick. Defense catches them kind of slipping, and all of a sudden you're turning the ball over. And just the off-schedule plays that we've seen Purdy be so good at, he's been bad the last few weeks. They got to figure out how to get back to their winning formula, because right now teams are saying, you're not running the ball with Christian McCaffrey on us every play. Brock Purdy's going to beat us with his arm if you guys are going to win. And he hasn't been able to do it the last 3 weeks. I said it wasn't a blueprint to success when the Browns did it, but then 2 more teams did it. Time to watch out for how the 49ers respond out of the bye week. I think they'll be fine. I think I'll see them start to climb the team rankings once again. But for now, they sit at 6. Number 5. A team with a great young quarterback, a coach that just joined the team last year and they started to put things together. Tons of promise offensively and tons of fun weapons that haven't even begun to gel yet. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Calvin Ridley still hasn't hit his full stride. I'm assuming by at some point late this year, him and Trevor Lawrence are going to click. It's going to be beautiful when they do. But as for now, still a very good team with the longest active winning streak in the NFL. They're coming off their bye week. They've been playing great football. Travis Etienne is a dog. That defense makes plays. There's playmakers all over the place. I love what Jacksonville's done. To me, they just don't have, their offense hasn't shown me enough to rank them higher than 5. That's why I had them outside the top 10 earlier-ish in the year, because I wasn't sure how to feel about them because their offense wasn't performing. It started to pick it up. If it continues to trend in this right direction, Jacksonville has a good shot at climbing these rankings, but right now, 5 feels right for them. Number 4, a team that just bounced back from a divisional loss, a team that was held out of the end zone for an entire game for the first time in this quarterback's tenure. They bounce back and take a 21-0 lead in the first half and once again struggle by getting shut out in the second half. They hang on and win. The Kansas City Chiefs at 4. They won 21-14 over the Dolphins. They were up 21-0 at half with just 14 points to show for offensively. The Chiefs' offense has been a huge concern. Their receivers are going to figure it out. It's the Chiefs. It's become clear they're missing Eric Bieniemy, who's doing a pretty solid job with Sam Howell over there in Washington, if not for that Swiss cheese offensive line they got going on over there. It's horrible. Sam Howell's been sacked 44 times. It's clear they missed Bieniemy. But their defense is as good as it's ever been. There's so many reasons to be excited if you're a Chiefs fan. They're not winning the Chiefs Patrick Mahomes way, the Andy Reid way, but they're finding a way to win football games. And when you watch a team that has been offensively dominant for as long as it has been, they still have their future Hall of Fame quarterback, their best quarterback in the NFL, healthy and playing, and now their defense has taken charge of the team. That's a beautiful thing, to find ways to win, to be the best record in the AFC. Despite the offensive struggles, when they piece it together, it's going to be scary. And they're probably going to do it. The Chiefs should be the favorite in the AFC, probably followed by the Bengals. The Chiefs look troubling, but give them time. It's not even Thanksgiving yet. Watch this offense find its legs. They have the same receiving core they did last year, minus Juju. And then the addition of Rashee Rice, which is possibly an upgrade over Juju based off of the way he's played this year. They're going to figure it out. And when they do, they're going to be scary. If they don't figure it out, they're not beating the Bengals and they're not beating the Ravens in the playoffs. It's that simple. Number 3. A team on the rise. 4 straight games ending victoriously for them, including, well, 4 of the last 5 being against the NFC West. They swept that division very quickly. The Cincinnati Bengals are on a roll. They just dominated the Bills. The score does not show the dominance. The Bengals outplayed them at every angle. Joe Burrow looks fresh and healthy. The offensive line starting to play better. The receiving core is always open. Everyone is clicking. The running game is coming alive. The play calling is better. Zach Taylor's coaching is better. The defense is still phenomenal despite losing veteran players on the back end. Those rookie safeties are filling in nicely. Their defensive coordinator is still a genius. The Bengals are red hot, and they're going to continue to roll. I had them at 4. Last week, I put them up 1 spot this week. If they want to move higher, they got to beat the Ravens when they play them again. It's that simple. But the Bengals are rolling. They look phenomenal. They look like the opposite team that they appeared to be early in the year offensively. Everything has been cleaned up. Turnovers, efficiency, run game, pass protection, play calling, it's all been taken to a higher level. The Bengals, after the bye week, we know they're excellent. They've continued to be excellent. They looked excellent this weekend on Sunday night. I am impressed. And Joe Burrow, now playing in MVP form, 10 touchdowns, 2 picks in the last 4 games, 76% completion percentage. They are rolling. Look out for Cincinnati to continue to dominate the way they have the last month. Number 2, another AFC North team, a rival of the Bengals, a team that also has a 4-game win streak, a team that's also been dominant, a team that's losses have been disappointing, shocking, and quite frankly, likely anomalies. They've blown out NFC teams left, right, and center. The Baltimore Ravens at 2. They look like a phenomenal, complete team, sitting at 7-2. I've been wildly impressed with them. Tied for the best record in the AFC. Likely to compete for that first seed spot if the Bengals aren't able to beat them in their second matchup. Look out for the Ravens as well. Lamar Jackson played an MVP level. He's my MVP. That offense continues to pick up steam. They seem to be able to do whatever they want any given week. This is a team that has an identity, and that identity is we're going to run the football on you. And then Lamar Jackson is going to not just be a runner to set the tone. He's going to be a runner, as Connor said when he came on preseason. He's going to be a runner as a change of pace. Connor talked about how if they were able to do that, the Ravens would be scary. Well, guess what? They've been able to do it beautifully. The Ravens are terrifying. They're first in the division. They've got a 4-game win streak. They don't look very beatable right now. The receiving core playing better. The run game gelling beautifully, and Lamar Jackson playing at an elite level. Everything is clicking. The Ravens defense playing great, holding the Lions to 6 points and the Seahawks to 3 points is quite an impressive feat. They've been unbelievably impressive. One of the best defenses in the NFL. Everything about this team, I love. I love everything about it. They're great. Number 1, the team with the best record in the NFL, the 8-1 Philadelphia Eagles. They feel great right now coming off of a win against the Cowboys that they feel like probably didn't play their cleanest football. They bumped into each other, had a fumble that they were fortunately able to recover. You've got a stop that they make on the inch line to prevent Dallas from scoring. Dallas likely wins that football game if they get in the end zone there. They get Dak to step out of bounds at the 1 on a 2-point conversion. They end up turning the momentum back in their favor after giving up back-to-back damaging penalties to give Dallas a shot at winning the game. This is an Eagles team that is situationally great. They weren't situationally great against Dallas, and they still found a way to win. They are the best third down team, the best fourth down team. That tush-push, that brotherly shove is unstoppable. 94% this year. That's phenomenal. And they are just playing great football. Their one loss, a stinker against the Jets in which Jalen Hurts played likely his worst game of his career. That's called an anomaly, folks. You're not going to see it happen again. Jalen Hurts looks healthier and healthier. He was a little banged up, had to kind of survive against Dallas because he did bang up his knee in that game. He stuck it out. He's a tough QB. I just love the moxie and the energy that Philadelphia carries. There's not much to hate about that roster. Bradbury and Slay, of course, very good corners, and an unbelievable pass rush, an unbelievable offensive line. We say it all the time. Coach speak, it's pretty common. You win the line of scrimmage, you win the game. Well, the Eagles consistently win the line of scrimmage on both the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. They couple it with good special teams. They're a complete team, and they do everything well. And they become a passing team this year with Jalen Hurts throwing the ball exceptionally well. His deep ball is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. So, not much you can pick on the Eagles for. One bad game is the single blemish in their schedule. And they just keep rolling. It feels like they're going to win the division. They've got a gauntlet ahead of them. I mention this every time I mention the Eagles. They've got a absolute gauntlet of opponents to go up against. But they feel like they're up to the task. They look like they're up to the task. If they can keep Jalen Hurts upright, they can go far, and they should probably be the favorites in the NFC. Let's recap that real quick. 10 Bills, 9 Lions, 8 Dolphins, 7 Cowboys, 6 49ers, 5 Jaguars, 4 Chiefs, 3 Bengals, 2 Ravens, and 1 Eagles. Heavily considered putting the Browns on there because their defense is so exceptionally spectacular. But I'm not sold on their offense. It's my same dilemma with Pittsburgh. Not sold on their offense. Even more so with them. I don't like their offensive coordinator. I don't like their quarterback. Although I will say, Matt Canada called a good game on Thursday against the Tennessee Titans. Sideline Matt Canada may be the way to go, but Kenny Pickett still got some stuff to clean up. Misses some crucial throws. They're fringe top 10. I had the Browns probably 11, Steelers at like 12, maybe flip them. It's tough. I don't know. I just don't love either of their offenses. I don't trust their offenses at all. And that's what it comes down to. But that is Randy's ranks heading into week 10. I appreciate all of you for watching. I really do. If you hate what I had to say or like what I had to say, have any suggestions on formatting, or just disagree with one of my takes, feel free to leave a comment. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my content, and hit that bell icon if you want to be notified when I post videos on YouTube. Go ahead and check me out on Instagram and TikTok at The Pocket Passer for more content over there. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching, and as always, I will see all of you in the next video.